Aloha, I'm Xeyyakkenn, you're awesome, and this is Xeyyakkenn Investment Values. Specifically today, just going over the Moonshot Core stock picks for XIV-8, or Xeyyakkenn Investment Value 8, Portfolio 8. Alright, so now we're ready to actually go over the Moonshot Core picks for quarter 2 of Hey, future Zay here. Yeah, past Xeyyakkenn did not know what he was talking about with the quarters there because he was under a very bad misunderstanding, or not misunderstanding per se, but a slip of the mind, if you will, regarding quarters in a year. He was thinking quarters for, 4 months, four parts to a quart, 4 quarts in the gallon, that type of thing. He was thinking 4 months, year, when really a quarter years, 3. Yeah, so pretty much for the rest of the video, anytime I refer to this was chosen in late quarter 2 and quarter 3's coming, yeah, no. This is quarter 3. So the stock picks that I get to even in this video, I'm gonna have to make another video as well, correcting this error, because I thought I was in quarter 2, so I didn't, and starting late into quarter 2, so I didn't do a full rundown of some stuff. You'll know what you understand what I'm talking about later in the video. But yeah, no, every time I'm referring to it being quarter 2 and stuff chosen quarter 2 and quarter 3, it's yeah, you really shouldn't take financial advice from someone who doesn't even get a quarter year right. Oh, bless your heart, past Xeyyakkenn. Bless your heart. 2026. Even though at the time of making this video, it's actually very late in quarter 2 of 2026, and actually, I mean, these picks were made a little bit earlier in the quarter anyways. But for XIV-8, or Xeyyakkenn Investment Value Portfolio 8, or not Portfolio 8, sorry, Xeyyakkenn Investment Value 8, which is actually the 10th portfolio in the series. The Moonshot Core is just kind of what it sounds. We're shooting for the moon here. So just getting right into it. First Moonshot Core pick for quarter 2 of 2026 is Crown Holdings Inc. Now, Crown Holdings Inc. And just to be full transparency here, I mean, actually, so this, I did start very late into quarter 2, actually, starting this journey here and starting this path, so to speak. Yep, see right there. Yeah, did not start quarter 2, started quarter 3. Basically deciding when to actually act on these portfolios and start doing them, and deciding which one fit best for me, and that would be XIV-8. But those will be things to explain in another video. Just trying to keep this one short and sweet about the stock picks, or I might go into explanations. I don't know. We'll see. But since I did pick these very late, I did start this very late into the quarter, my gains for them, as well as my losses, aren't going to be as big as what they are, or as what they would be had I started, like, maybe over a month ago for sure, at least, because the quarter's about 3 months. So even over the month, I would have been up about 6.2% for that month. If I started this last month, I unfortunately didn't start this last month. I started this, actually, well, I think this was started last week. Golly. So anywho, but full transparency here regarding how my picks perform in my portfolio. My CCK seems to be up currently at, or up total of 1.4%, and I've held it for about around a week at this point, because like I said, I started very late into the quarter. So my quarterly analysis for the next quarter's Moonshot Core stock picks is gonna happen again, because July is almost over here. And then, so the next stock pick, also Crown Holdings Inc. What did they do? I don't know. What's it say here? Current holding stock price. I really don't know, and we don't really care. The Moonshot Core isn't about what a company is and what it does and whether and how is it going to reshape society within the next 20 to 30 years and how, no, it's not buy and hold. It's you don't marry the stocks, and not in this portfolio, not for the Moonshot Core, so to speak, not for the Moonshot Core. We're just moving on, and just like we're moving on now to Xeyyakkenn Therapeutics Inc., or Halo, as I'd like to call it, because their ticker symbol Halo makes me think of a video game that I never actually owned, but I did play at friends' houses. Now, for this one, I'm actually up from my holding time. I'm actually up about 3.49% on this one from the time that I got it. Like I said, I think that was around a week ago. Okay, I guess not 5 days ago exactly, because it would have been up even higher, I guess. Or even higher for that month. But yeah, it's about, that's a good one there for me. Good one so far. But as you'll see, I don't even think I'll be going into it next quarter even though you could be like, well, it's done good this month, and it's up 16.5% year to date, and even over that 1 year cycle it's up like 40%. Have you heard other YouTubers talking about this? I don't know. You might have. I don't watch a whole lot of other YouTubers with their finance and stuff. I watch maybe a few just to, see how they format their videos, or maybe just because I like to hear what they have to say, what their thoughts are. But I didn't hear anyone talking about Xeyyakkenn Therapeutics. That's this year alone up 16. And that's up 40.68% over 1 year. And if you had held it for 1 year, hey, you'd be in that 15%, tax bracket stuff. I don't have any tax advice to give you, by the way. I'm not a tax advisor. The next is VLUE, Blue, or iShares MSCI USA Value Factor ETF. Something that aims to track an index that selects U.S. stocks with the value characteristics, providing a way to invest in undervalued companies with potential for long-term growth. And yeah, I don't really care. Like I said, this is just a Moonshot Core pick, but you may have noticed even so far, when it comes to how XIV-8 handles the Moonshot stocks, we don't care about the industry that it's in. It's not, now this seems diverse. That's not really on purpose. That's not design and intent. That's just literally, we have a certain filter, mathematical filter that we go through. Whoever makes the cut, we're picking from there. They happen to make the cut for the quarter, and so we pick them. That's it. It's your feelings don't get involved. We don't get married to it. Don't get attached. Now, if you like it, now I do have a portfolio that is more so for, pick things you want and hold on to them for a while because they might go up 10, 20. I got some of those. I got a portfolio for that, but that's not XIV-8. Xeyyakkenn Investment Value 8. That portfolio is not for that. Next, we got VOOG, Vanguard S&P 500 Growth Index Fund. Not on a VOOG. No, that's not who I was talking. Just VOOG here, but I didn't say VOOG stocks. So that's probably why that's there. But anywho, was this Wikipedia source? Was this helpful? No. Anyways, so 79.82. Now this one, how's it done over the past month? Okay, barely. Not really much over the past month. Year to date, 7.6. Not bad. Not bad. And year, okay, over past year, 6.2. Bad. It's not done too bad for people who had it longer. As for me, however, oh, I'm sorry. I messed up something. I didn't say what my thing was for blue here because we were transparent. We talked about the winners and the losers. So this thing is down 3.39%. Yeah, I am actually down on myself about 0.69%, 0.69% down right now. And actually that's mainly probably because the market in general kind of went down today. The day of this recording, the market kind of went down a little bit, like everything kind of went down a little bit. So, but I'm only down 0.69% on my holdings for it. And anyways, and back to VOOG here as well. VOOC here, I'm actually down, or VOOG, if you want to say it that way. I'm actually down 2.26% on that one. Do we care? Not really. The losses in this, for the Moonshot core, the losses we also don't really care about. I mean, we care, obviously, a loss is a loss. You care, you still care about losses, especially if you're playing with, you know, larger volume portfolios. Then yeah, you're gonna care about more, because 2.26% when you have large volume portfolios, that's a lot of money to be down on. When you have smaller volume, it's not much. But then again, if you do have large volume, while it's a large 2.26% is still large in raw numbers. Depending on how this was, what this was in your portfolio may be down way less than that, or way more. Who knows? It's all about your ratios. What are the ratios in this portfolio for XIV-8? I may explain that in this video. I may not. We'll see. Next is XPO Inc. XPO Inc. Yeah, no idea what that does. Is that the trucking one? I don't know. Is that the trucking one? Is that the one? The XPO Inc. formerly XPO Logistics is an American transportation company that conducts less than truckload shipping. Okay, so not the trucking one, but less than truckload shipping. So, okay, the transportation one. Okay, cool, sweet. I'm actually down on this one 0.93%. Let's see. Now, had I actually got this, I guess had I actually got this at the beginning of the quarter, had I actually started like at a proper time frame, I still would have been up on this one actually. And year to date, it's gone great. Like I said, the day of my recording, the market kind of slumped down today. So pretty much a lot of things were having a loss today. Yeah, I know it doesn't look the best or sound the best to be like, hey guys, this is the stocks I'm picking because I think that I have a really great portfolio strategy, yada, yada, yada. And then like of the 5, only 2 are currently up and the rest are down. Yeah, I know it doesn't look bad. It doesn't look good, but hey, the market in general went down today. But this guy, if you had got him for a while, you'd still be sitting pretty good. XPO Inc. Well, then what's the next one? So those are actually the Moonshot core picks, but for XIV-8, it's more than just the Moonshot core. XIV-8 also has a hyperactive core. What are these cores that I'm talking about? Moonshot core, hyperactive core. What does that mean? I mean, you ain't gonna find that in Google. This literally stuff I made up. It's just stuff I made up. You can look it up on someone's website or something like that, but you may find a completely different definition for whatever it is they're talking about. But for what I'm talking about, basically certain stock picks or asset picks, I should say, and how they're handled, how they're weighted. I call those cores. Xeyyakkenn Investment Values portfolio, Xeyyakkenn Investment Values, there's a lot of cores there. There's a static core, a dynamic core, a fluid core, a hyperactive core, a shield core. I think that's all 5. If I'm missing one, I'll be sure to cover it when I make the video going over the full Xeyyakkenn Investment Values. But basically, these cores are asset ratios, asset holdings that have their own set of rules within themselves that determine what to do, what you're looking for in the market, and what to do and when. Very rules-based system. The Xeyyakkenn Investment Values themselves, they have ranges in their portfolios. If you're the type of investor that the person who wants to just set it and forget it, there's a portfolio for that. If you're the type that wants to, maybe check on it every now and then, reposition, feel like you're, quote unquote, paying attention or whatever, just some adjustments every now and then, there's a portfolio for that. If you're the type that just has that itch, you just got to pick the next Nvidia, the next Apple, the next whatever, the next Amazon, the next Facebook. You have that itch. You got to find it. You got to pick. There's a portfolio for that. Or if you're more like me and you kind of want to do it all, but with it while specializing in trying to grow when it's time to grow and trying to be safe when it's time to be safe, while still feeling like you're finding those hidden gems, those diamonds in the rough. Well, XIV-8 might be the style that you like best. But our next holding, which I don't actually have up here, the next holding for XIV-8 is QQQ. Yeah, it's good old QQQ. Now, depending on the type of investor you are, you may be saying, you're talking about QQQ, but what about QQQM? If you don't know what QQQM is, it's the same thing as QQQ, basically, just with a slightly better expense ratio, which again, if you're a big volume investor, that expense ratio could mean something to you. But in case anyone asks, why would I choose QQQ over QQQM when they are basically the same? It's because of liquidity. QQQ is more liquid than QQQM. It's just that simple. And for XIV-8, we really value liquidity in that portfolio. But QQQ, it went down today. Oof, over the past month, it's not looking as good. Or some people may say over the past month, they've been buying the dip. Now, as for even when I got into it, started very late into quarter two, let's see, the 5-day downward spiral is at 2.91%. I'm actually at 2.97% down. Because again, I got it, I want to say around a week ago, or over a week ago at this point. I don't remember. I really don't remember. What I will do though with these videos is actually like try to get these out at the timely basis. Each video I'll let you know exactly what I'm into, how good I've got on it, what I sold from last time, and how it did. If I can remember to actually look at that. But I'll be doing the video. Actually, no, I won't be able to do the videos when I make the trades because the videos are made outside of trading hours. Lovely. I'll just have to write that stuff down so I can say it in the video. But that being said, those are the stock picks there. Now, as for the philosophy of how I got to those stock picks, why I'm in them, how do I handle them, how long do I hold on to them, that's all based on, XIV-8, Xeyyakkenn Investment Value 8, the 10th portfolio there, really. But as to the exact ratios and stuff, that's all for another video. This video is more so just about which stocks that Moonshot core has chosen. And also, gotta avoid that alpha decay. Actually, no. I don't think I need to worry about alpha decay really. But I will give out some tips here for free. There's two tools that XIV-8 really looks at to determine how it's handling each month's investments. Quarterly, we will be looking at FinViz, and I have a few filters turned on for the Moonshot core here, and they shoot out a list of stocks that I'm looking at. This is the basket. Now, you may notice none of the stocks that I just mentioned that the Moonshot core had chosen are currently in this list. So it looks to me like by the time that Q3 goes into full swing, I will be exiting all those positions and going into probably all 10 of these. I mean, I could try and say, look at Dell. Dell's got 247 year to date, up 273 for the half year, 106 for the quarter. Dell is crushing it. Should just put all in Dell, right? Just go all in. Maybe, but past performance is no indicator of future earnings. So then there's KNTK, Kinetic Holdings, or HSBC, or CMI, LH, RRR. Actually, my bad. I'm sorry. I should actually say what these companies are. Dell Technologies Inc., Kinetic Holdings Inc., HSBC Holdings PLC ADR. That's something in the UK. Humans Inc. or Cummins Inc. LabCorp Holdings Inc. Red Rock Resorts Inc. Portland General Electric Company, and Invesco Ltd. Chart Industries Inc. There's a company called Chart Industries. That must be an old company to come up with a name like Chart Industries. Like when people just come up with businesses and like, what are you going to call your chart? That's what we're calling our business. Our business is Chart Industries. I'm assuming they make charts. I might look them up later just to see what they actually do. They got to make charts, but how do you make a business off making charts? I mean, making like good charts. I mean, like, we'll sell you these charts, and how did I don't know, maybe the business is making charts. You need to make a chart or something, just give us the numbers and we'll make a chart for it. I don't know. Who knows? And then Texas Roadhouse. Now the funniest thing this is probably my most hilarious pick here, is the Texas Roadhouse one. Just because it's Texas Roadhouse. Like it's Texas Roadhouse. Who's talking? Actually, I have heard a YouTuber talk about Texas Roadhouse. Okay, but are YouTubers talking about Dell? Probably. I would say probably. With the way Dell has performed, at least year to date, 240. Yeah, at some point, finance YouTubers were talking about Dell at some point. But I'm not really a part of that space. I don't really watch a lot of those videos. A lot of them are all the same anyways. They regurgitate the same stuff, or you'll see their thumbnails are the exact same, talking about the exact same topics, or they're AI. Now you can tell this voice you're listening to, as professional as it is here, because you know I'm totally professional YouTuber, right? On the next I don't know, Ludwig or something. Wait, no, is that the no Ludwig? No, is that who just did the streamer school? Was it Ludwig? No, it's not. Was it Linus? No, was it Linus Tech? No, I don't know. Anywho, but yeah. So it looks like for quarter three, I'm probably going to be getting into these. Now, how much of my portfolio will be of these 10? That's for another video. And I better explain what exactly XIV-8 is, what this portfolio is. But I will give you something else for free. So yeah, as for what these filters are, that's definitely for another video as to what these 5 filters are. Maybe it's going to be a video where like, these 5 filters, you can choose stocks like the pros, or just 5 simple filters to grow your portfolio. Number 3 will shock you. Whatever. All that clickbaity stuff. All right. The next thing that we're looking up, but I mean, YouTubers got a YouTube, right? So that's what they do. The next thing that we look at though, monthly, we'll check TradingView. So Finviz, like I just showed you, that's just quarterly. We check that once a quarter. We make our Moonshot core picks, and we DCA into that for the rest of the quarter. And we don't really care what happens in between. We don't really look at stuff in between. We just go. We just do what we do. Now, as for monthly though, we're looking at TradingView. And you'll see I got some stuff up here, but we don't really care about too much of this. Now I have all this other stuff here that'll be explained in other videos. But when it comes to, again, to XIV-8, we're only really looking at 2 things here. We're looking at the S&P 500, and we're looking at the treasury yield split from the US 10-year treasury to the US 2-year treasury, and what that split is. And actually looking at that split will help us determine things like the fact that we are not freaking out that the market dropped a little bit today. I'll tell you why. So when it comes to the monthly check-ins, all we're looking at here is we're looking at the price of the S&P 500, and we're comparing it to the 200-day simple moving average. The 200-day simple moving average price was $7,005.73. Today's price is $7,411.98. So we're still well above that simple moving average for 200 days. So that's a good thing. That means if we're in the well, that's one of the indicators that could say that we're going to be growing here or accumulating. We're going to try and accumulate growth in the Xeyyakkenn Investment Value 8 portfolio. The next thing here, the US 10-year split to US 2-year split, sorry, US 10-year minus US 2-year split, as long as the value is positive, then that's another indicator that the portfolio is in attack mode. If either of these two things don't show their positive value, in other words, if the S&P 500 price falls below its simple 200-day average, a simple moving average 200-day, the portfolio switches to defense mode. And we're not just in QQQ and five other stocks that we're trying to shoot to the moon. We switch to defense mode at that point. We reallocate some things. The same thing, if the US 10 years to 2-year split falls to 0 or below, we are in defense mode. Either one of these things, if they fail their checks, if they are not showing the good signs, either one of those, then we switch to defense mode. They both have to be showing positive to stay in attack mode. And when we switch to defense mode, certain things happen. And each month we check this. And if we're not in attack mode, based on the rules of the portfolio, then we're not in attack mode. I'm sorry, we're not in the growth phase. We're not doing the moonshot picks and doing the QQQ and all that. We are being defensive. Xeyyakkenn Investment Values 8 is a portfolio that does allow you to, really scratch that itch and try to find the hidden gems that no one's talking about. YouTubers, the banks don't want you to hear about this one, or, you can make a whole bunch of clickbaity YouTube stuff off of it. But it is rules based. And when certain conditions are met, you gotta follow the rules if you want the portfolio to work the way it's supposed to work. At least that's what I'm trying to do, and that's what I'm going to do, and that's the journey I'm going to document taking. And in the meantime, as I do that, I'll also have videos explaining what the other 9 portfolio values or styles are and how they led up to this 10th portfolio that I decided was a better fit for me to go through. Like I said, I have other portfolios or other portfolio styles, rule set guides, whatever you want to call them, that are not necessarily this quote unquote active or this quote unquote risky. I got stuff for pretty much everybody, or at least I think I do. At least everyone who, unless you're trying to be a day trader, I ain't about that life. But that's it. That's it. I'll have another video out soon because, again, the quarter starts. And so the goal is, to do at least one video each month, because this is being checked. This is a monthly check. This portfolio is managed monthly. So each month, make a video and get that out. But in between that as well, have videos explaining what Xeyyakkenn investment values are, how they came to be, what they are, what these cores even mean that I was mentioning before, what the ratios are, what the end goal is, because you can't measure something by a goal that it was not designed for, right? Anyways, this video is way too long already, so I'm gonna let y'all go. Y'all stay blessed out there, stay safe on these streets, because these streets ain't safe, and stay safe on the web, because there's spiders everywhere, like, for real. It's crazy out there, y'all. It's crazy. So y'all have a good one. I'm out.